We're going to see M. Night Shyamalan's Old, The Next Trip, I think he's calling it. That's what he calls his movies on the poster. A Trip from M. Night Shyamalan. I know nothing about the movie except for the fact that I think a family goes to an island, like some beach, and then their kids show up and they like continue to age. So I'm sure there's like some weird spell on the island or something that causes these people to age. I'm sure there's going to be a Shyamalan-esque twist.
I think it'll be an entertaining movie. Entertaining doesn't always necessarily mean good. I think it'll be entertaining, and I think the concept's cool, and the sun is in my eyes.
Oh my god. People don't know how to drive.
2 hours later.
2 hours older than when you last saw us.
Physically and mentally. We're gonna do a little spoiler talk like we usually do with the vlogs, but I will give you a clear heads up before you do that. Here's like our 1 minute non-spoiler thoughts. For me, it wasn't that good of a movie, I'm sorry.
It was a movie, is what it was.
And we saw it. And it was
interesting concept.
2 hours.
Interesting
Hella
concept.
interesting concept.
Not anything too spectacular. Like, I'm really good at guessing like what's gonna happen in movies, and I guessed everything that was gonna happen in this movie.
M. Night Shyamalan, has he been a miss for a lot of people lately? Yes. Does this movie miss the mark? Yeah, I don't see myself ever rewatching it. He gets a little full of himself, in my opinion, when it comes to the ending of movies. Like, it almost feels like, oh, he's got something super clever up his sleeve, when in reality, how clever is it really? Are you really tricking anyone?
Yeah, like, I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I'm not mad that I watched it, and I don't think it was a waste of my time.
Yeah. Do you think the performances were bad?
I think the performances were what they were supposed to be in this movie. You said he takes his films like really seriously, and they're never supposed to be campy, but like he could, I don't know, he could have changed it up a little bit. Like this one, especially with like the camera angles and stuff, like felt like it was supposed to be a little bit campy on purpose.
I don't think so. I think that he actually just is very serious about it and almost makes it comical in a sense, like unintentionally funny in my opinion.
Like Twilight.
Like, yeah, there's this movie called The Happening, which I've seen about an hour of, and that was enough. And I did feel as though there were some very cringy moments in this movie. Laugh out loud moments, actually. Me and Cam laughed a few times. It was supposed to be like a thriller and horror. I was never scared in the movie, not even remotely. And I was like curious to see where it was going, but you know, that's what I have to say about it before we get into spoilers. Before we go to spoilers, I will say, I'll put a timestamp for our ratings and all that jazz. I can only recommend this if you're a fan of M. Night Shyamalan and want to say you've seen all his movies. Other than that, I think it's worth a skip.
I think if you just like want a new movie to have on like in the background, like you can half watch, half be on your phone. This is a decent movie.
Yeah, like if it's free on Netflix, throw it on, but I can't tell you to go buy a ticket.
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't pay money for it.
But we are going to get into spoiler territory now, so if you've not seen Old, definitely go watch it, then come back. But if you don't care about getting spoiled, welcome to the spoiler talk. Basically, just going to be talking about the last 20 minutes of the movie. And I'll do a quick recap. So the whole movie is a bunch of different couples and families go to this island, and they get taken to this kind of back private island area at the resort. And time moves differently there. They start to realize that the younger kids are aging rapidly. People are starting to die. There's an old lady who dies. We see
a dog dies.
Yeah. It's tragic, it really is. People start to drop left and right. But what they discover is one person from each family had a medical condition when they came to the resort. So that right there sets up the big mystery. Like, I wonder why someone with a medical issue is invited to come out to this resort. People are dying left and right as they're trying to figure out what's going on. People are aging and their medical issues are starting to arise more and more rapidly. We discover in the end that this was all just a big medical testing facility, essentially, where in one day, this medical facility, this lab, could test medicines to try and cure a bunch of different diseases and illnesses, while the people on the island, the lab rats essentially, they burn through their entire lives because time moves differently. It reminds me a lot of Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
When McConaughey's in the water planet.
They're able to test the medicine on these people because it's like, oh, this one chick, she has epilepsy. The medicine they gave her, she didn't have a seizure for like 8.5 hours, which means she didn't have a seizure for actually like 16 or something years. Yeah. So they're like, we cured her. The whole point of like sending the test subjects out to the island is to test medicine.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a decent idea.
It's morally questionable. The leader of it all says we're solving all these diseases, there's going to be trials that don't work out and people are going to die. I think they said they were on trial 73, I want to say. So people are dying, but in the grand scheme of things, they view it as they're going to save more lives in the long run and cure these diseases. So it's almost like a little to sacrifice for the big gain overall. In the end, there's the two kids, the son and daughter from the main family, are trying to get out, and they find the code from the little kid at the beginning, and they get out through the coral. There's one part where it seems as though they may have drowned in the coral. We don't see them get out of the water, and that's like a red flag for me, like, oh, they're definitely alive still.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, maybe, if anything, only the guy got out.
Yeah. Because the girl's dress, or whatever you want to call it, her shirt was caught on the coral. We were like, oh, maybe he's going to abandon her to get out and tell everyone what the hell's going on with this rock island that's causing... You know, now that I think about it, isn't that kind of stupid? It's stupid as hell there was just some island placed there.
Well, no, they explained it. It's the minerals or something within the rocks.
Yeah, the medical facility guy was like, this island is a gift. Stupid. That's just my 2 cents. It was a little too campy for my liking. The medical facility people don't get away with it in the end because there was a cop there who find out in the beginning because the kid who does in fact survive has this insane memory where he can remember the detail about everyone. So he approaches this guy who's a cop and says, you're a cop, right? He gives him a notebook with the names of people who have been missing, and basically they all get arrested in the end. They're flying off in a helicopter at the very end of the movie, and for a split second I thought that the helicopter was going to crash and it was going to be like a Twilight Zone ending. That wasn't the case. They got off happy, but the ending does bring up a lot of like questions about morality and what's morally right and wrong for the grand scheme of the population.
There were some moments in this movie where like I was like, what the f*** is going on? At one point, like the youngest girl comes out of like the tent and she's pregnant. I was like,
Laughable.
My jaw dropped.
We're going to move back to our non-spoiler part, so welcome back to the video. If you did skip the spoilers, we're going to give our rating and again our final thoughts. What's your like final thoughts and rating for Old?
1.5.
1.5 out of 5.
That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like, am I going to rewatch it? No.
It's a 1.5 out of 5. I was like, is it a 2 or 1.5? It's not a very good movie. It was extremely campy and far-fetched. It's a shell of what M. Night Shyamalan is capable of, in my opinion. He made the damn Sixth Sense. Come on. I never really care about these characters from start to finish, and to me, they just felt like puppets or like lab rats for the entire runtime, and I was just like trying to figure out what their purpose was. It was laughable at times, unintentionally so. Just not a very good movie. I can't recommend this one, guys. That's gonna do it for our spoiler thoughts / ending explained video / vlog of Old, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Definitely hit the like button and comment your thoughts on the movie down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think we're crazy for not liking it? Do you think it's a hidden masterpiece or hidden gem? Let us know all that in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to make the push for 3K subscribers. Head over to Cam's channel and social medias. All that will be linked down below. Unusual Couple podcast as well. Episodes every week. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.